Well, anyone who's filtering into the room, you might notice we have Alex Shelley with
world
us,
champion,
as promised. Yes,
the world champion.
Took a minute.
but of course,
guys.
everybody remembers the vignettes with Kev in TNN. I'm sure we'll get questions about that. But if you want to ask anything, just send Steve.
I have a question for Alex. Alex, of all the ones we did, besides you popping me with Cecil Fielder, which one do you like? Which one do you remember? Like, which one? Like, if somebody says, the paparazzi things you and Alex did, or you and Nash did, like, which one like comes to mind?
For me, my personal favorite was the first one we ever did, where you had the ink board.
Oh yeah,
and that was just fucking genius. And I think the thing that people don't realize a lot about these were that we had no script whatsoever. So it was us doing whatever we wanted to do. And then eventually, once we got comfortable with each other, which was pretty fucking quick, it was just back and forth. And there was so much. I think the one remembered the most, though, the one that like guys today who are in their 20s in all these bigger companies bring up to me. Everybody loves the fucking push-up contest, the musical chairs, the limbo, like that.
Yeah.
That one's,
yeah,
the PCS.
One of my favorites is I was the judge and I had like a hearing over you guys, and then we're talking at the urinal, and I say something and I walk away from you, and I forget who's next to you, but you just go, "Have you been doing lunges?" Because my ass is hanging out of my robe, and I just thought, like, could you imagine that getting on TV now?
No,
none of it would. Why do I have to go first? Because you're black.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, accusation destroyed. Like, oh no, these are not okay anymore.
Yeah, no, it's we
But the spontaneity is also what you're not allowed to have today, because everything has to be so tightly scripted to control what goes on TV.
There weren't even people around when we did it. It was Borash, me, and Alex. We were doing these things at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like at Orlando Ale House, nobody's there. It's a Sunday night at 10 p.m. Like they're about to close up, and it's like, all right, well, we should probably do one now. We're going to gas stations. I mean, there was so much footage that they ended up not using, but there were at one point going to put out like a bonus DVD.
Yeah, but the best stuff.
Yeah, but they have hours of shit that like we never ended up using, which I would kill to get my hands on.
I would too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask Alex and Kevin. Who made the decision when you would shoot a bunch of shit and show it to them? Who was it? Mostly a time constraint thing, or were they judging the content also? Why did some stuff get nixed? Just because you had so much?
Jeff was a fan of it, of course.
Uh-huh.
And I think Borash was in charge of it.
Yep.
Like he shot it and edited it. So like, I think it was, but at the same time, I think when they broke down numbers and saw that it always, like, coming up next is Paparazzi Productions, like people can, it held better than 90% of the fucking matches.
By far, like, I can't tell you a single match that I had at that point in time for like 6 months, because it was also compared to what we were doing, which was way more entertaining, way more different. But I think ultimately it boiled down to like, it was a show an hour at that point, maybe. So 44 minutes, 48 minutes. I think as much as I would have loved to have a 15-minute Paparazzi production segment, they just for X amount of minutes per show.
Did you watch on Netflix? Did you watch Tim Robinson's show?
King Gunter III has a written question. He says, who's responsible, or how did Paparazzi come about? And if Alex still keeps in touch with any Paparazzi production members that aren't in Impact anymore, like Jay Lethal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like the original gimmick was one that Dutch Mantel used in Puerto Rico. And in 2006, which is when we started doing this stuff, the major knock against the X division was that you had a lot of guys who were great wrestlers with dark hair and kick pads and short trunks. And it was honestly a pretty viable knock. So you look at the beginning of 2006 and like suddenly my hair's bleached out and I started wearing different gear. And they wanted to include Kevin. In the original plan too in March was, okay, well, we'll put Shelley with him because we gave him this gimmick that I used in Puerto Rico and had him as like a voyeur type character to instigate feuds. But if we put him with Nash, we'll make him Nash's young boy. And after about maybe 30 minutes of me and Kevin being in the room together, I remember there was like a sheet they actually wrote out like a script for us, and he goes, I'm not or like I'm not going to use a script, and I'm not going to treat you like my young boy. We're just going to go back and forth. Is that cool? And I was like, fuck yeah, that's cool. So that's how it went from there. And after that, I think it was just supposed to be like a short-term thing, but Kevin fucking killed it. I think I did all right too, and the shit was fun to do. And I think
we killed it.
We killed it. Yeah, so I think they had no choice, like, but to keep going with it because it was going to lead to what, you and Saban in a singles match.
I ended up wrestling him.
Yeah, you guys had a good
because you fucked him.
Yeah, we had to cheat to beat him, and I think that was going to be like the end of the Paparazzi Productions thing with Kevin, but like, nope, we got to keep going with it. So
yeah,
thank God. Yeah, Kevin did that arm drag. That's right. Yeah, you locked up with him and just fucking took him down like Steamboat. It was awesome.
Steve, do you have one of the Paparazzi production clips we can show? One of the better ones. See what you can grab over there.
They're all hyper gay too.
Yeah, there's some serious homosexual.
You guys were ahead of your time, clearly.
Yeah, I know. It's just we were hyper. It's like it's just so weird how people are so homophobic, and it's just like we were just, I don't know.
We loved it, but yeah, nobody ever mentions that to me. Nobody ever says like, wow, yeah, you guys, there were some real gay overtones there. Like, oh, I've never heard that. I think they just, man, that shit was funny as hell.
It would be nice if it was.
It was out of sync. It was out of sync.
It was like watching fucking. It was like watching Japanese TV when I found my first run. It's fucking 92.
That was the famous ass shot we referenced before.
Yeah,
and a call back to the reference of the homoeroticism of
my ass actually looks fucking better now. Jeez,
prove it.
So if the reunion's gonna happen, damn it.
I don't believe you. Hey, was that when you with Liger? Was that 92 when you were in New Japan? Yeah, dude. I like stayed in the dojo a little bit in 2012. I'm like, Liger's room was next door to mine. And I remember talking to him about that too. I told him you were one of my trainers, and he just fucking a big, like, what? Really? I was like, oh yeah, big senpai to me. Oh, wow, yeah, he's my tag team partner. I was like, oh yeah, I know, right? Oz and Jushin Liger. Awesome.
Yeah, we fucking I came over there. I was a fucking absolute laughing stock as the Oz character, and then 3 weeks later, he and I are being crowned the crush the super heavy tag team champions. We won the tournament.
Love it.
It's just like, I think we wrestled Norton and Hasse in the fucking finals.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.